Oh shit, Dad, the mole guy's here. What are you doing, Dad? He's almost here. The dog won't shit.
So I was just about to go out and film a video, and I saw the neighbour with one of those pushy, I don't even know what they're called, but one of those manual lawn edges, and I just couldn't let him do it. So I said, let me film it and I'll do your edges for nothing. So we're going to do them quickly, show him how it's meant to be done. So I had a chat with him, and after a couple of minutes I realised that this is his first house and first yard. So he's never had to maintain any sort of property before. So I thought I'd help him out and do the lawn as well, and just sort of go through it with him, tell him the process, how it's done, and then recommend a couple of tools for him, because this is what he was going to use for the edges. And that was his trimmer, just that Ryobi battery trimmer. He hasn't got a mower yet. This is me just trying it out and going, this thing is useless. I mean, there's probably a better way to do it, but for thick edges like this, I gave it a quick go of his trimmer, and you know, it would get the job done, but it'd take forever. But yeah, there's lots of people out here. Here's the comparison with my trimmer. Just blows it out of the water really, but yeah, there's a lot of people out in these areas. It's their first home with a yard, and they just don't know. They get someone that does a cheap landscape plan for them, and quite often it's not done in a low maintenance sort of fashion, and then, you know, they wait too long for the first cut, so the grass is already too thick and it's got weeds coming through it, and then they try and cut it with the battery Ryobi mower that they've bought that they think is going to be the bee's knees, and they just struggle, and then they call someone like me out and want to pay 40 or 50 bucks to get it done. So I thought I'd try and avoid that for him and just give him some basics, very much basics. Like, I remember when I bought my first house, I loved being outside, I loved doing yard work. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but you know, I've learnt as I've gone along, so I just figured I'd yeah, teach him the absolute basics, you know, about how to do it, when to do it, what to do it with, and yeah, then he can sort of take it over from then. Now, this grass was laid probably in the middle of winter, so that explains the colour. You can see all the ruts in it. It's quite uneven. It was laid pretty poorly, not by him, by the people that did his landscaping. He isn't all that pleased about it. What I did do at the end, I've got some leftover 80/20 that I told him he could fill those ruts with, and he'll get it looking good in no time.
I should be getting it now. I was waiting for summers to start.
Now's a good time to cut it.
Now is a good time?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
What sort of mower are you going to get? Don't get the Ryobi battery one.
I was going to ask.
Don't get that.
That was a plan.
How much were you spending? How much were you going to spend?
I think that one is like 400?
400, yeah.
500.
Yeah, I'd recommend spend a bit more, and it'll save you time and make your life a lot easier. Again, you'll have a bit of turf, especially when you have it out the back.
Right.
You need something that's actually going to cut it. If you let it get a little bit too long, they just can't cut through it.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ryobi battery stuff isn't, unless you have a very small yard and you mow it very often, not good. So listening back to that, I sounded quite negative on the Ryobi battery stuff, which I'm not. I definitely think it has its place, but we had a longer conversation, which I didn't include in there. and he's not going to be mowing this weekly. You know, there's going to be quite a bit by the time you add the side bits and the back. I was trying to recommend him to get, you know, like a 19-inch petrol mower that's going to have a bit more power to get through, you know, the thick buffalo when he's left it for 2 weeks or 2 weeks plus. I think he'd be struggling with a battery mower, specifically the ones he was looking at. But, you know, I've got no issues with battery equipment at all. I just think in this scenario, I don't think it was the best thing for him. I did, however, recommend him to get the Ryobi battery blade edger. So I think he's going to be looking at that because he is on a corner block and there's a lot of edging to do. I think that'd be great for him.
Let me teach you to do this.
I thought I'd give him a quick lesson on how to do a vertical edge with his trimmer. Not the trimmer I'd probably use for it, but that's what he's got. So he had a quick turn of it and he was pretty good at it pretty quickly.
Right upside down. Gonna hold it upside down, like that. Because you want to get it on that angle like that. Oh, so then push down on the. Wait, get it spinning first before you put it in. Little steps like this. Go like this. That'll be easier for you.
Now, I thought I'd give him a quick turn of my trimmer. This is basically a residential trimmer anyway, but it is obviously petrol or gas, whatever you want to call it. But the power difference is massive.
Once you've done your head, then you want to take this top bit off here before you mow. Just stand back there. So you go along.
Now this service valve was a bit of a mission to dig out because they virtually laid turf over half of it, so it was a bit of a mess, but yeah, it'll get tidier and tidier as it keeps getting done.
Alright, so you always do the edges first.
Right.
Yeah. You get all the mess, then you blow the mess back into the grass. And then we mow over it and it cleans up all the mess.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? I'll get the mower.
So I went over it first with my commercial self-propelled, most of it anyway, just to give him an idea of what a commercial mower's like in a self-propelled because he'd never used one. So I had a bit of a turn and then gave him a bit of a go of it.
Have a go. Come over here. Yeah, so this is the sort of thing I'd be getting if I was you. It's 2 inches smaller. So it's not as wide, but you got a lot of these small areas. Like, that's too hard for you. This is pretty light. Easy to start.
So this is more like the mower that I'd recommend for him. It's just a 4-stroke Honda residential mower. Starts easily, as I said. I know he's walking backwards on himself here, but that's the problem with these awkward blocks where they're very small. It's pretty hard to turn around. It doesn't make it easy. But started to get a decent shower right about now as well. Just perfect when you're about to trim grass onto their patio area, but we got done as much as we could. Now I just showed him how to address those ruts in the grass from where it was laid and wasn't sort of knitted in properly together here. I've got some leftover stuff, and I said he can just go and grab some whenever he wants it. And as I said, we'll get it, you know, reasonably flat in no time. Now, a very different video to what we're used to. No crazy long grass here or anything, but it was good to help someone out and teach them something that they didn't know. Because like I said, I remember when I started, I used to love doing it, but I absolutely had no idea. So just to have someone that does it a bit more than you, you know, teach you a little bit about it, you know, certainly helps. Always good to help a neighbour out too. Thanks for watching. Got plenty of other videos if you're interested in this sort of stuff. Go check out the TikTok, go check out the Instagram. There's plenty of stuff on there too. Thanks heaps for watching.